So I'm going to talk to you guys about something that I learned in my marriage class a few semesters ago that has honestly been life-changing for my marriage and even my relationship with other people's, and just how I've been able to manage conflict in general. So this is kind of about the self-determination theory, and it's really about the needs that we all have and how when those needs aren't met, they tend to turn into outward behaviors that are not so great. So the core needs that I have listed here are competence, relatedness, and autonomy. And some other needs that we all need are security, acceptance, love, connection, respect, fairness, competence, and I already said autonomy. So basically, as those needs aren't being met, we tend to reflect those into our outward behavior. And so I have kind of a graph here that'll help you understand a little bit more. So right here is the need that is being met. So if we start at the inside, so for instance, this says our need for security and love. And as that's not being met, it kind of goes outwards into these emotions right here. So we have our primary emotions that we begin to feel. So if somebody isn't having a secure love, they're going to start feeling fear, maybe some shame, hurt. And then from those primary emotions, that causes secondary emotions. And those are anxiety or maybe anger. And that's all stemming from that need of security and love that isn't being met. So if we're feeling that anger and anxiety towards our partner, that will likely cause us to behave in ways that aren't necessarily healthy. So some of those behaviors would probably be like avoidance or neglecting, maybe nagging, constantly nagging, like, where are you going? What, like, you need to spend time with me, and just always finding little issues that aren't actually addressing what's really going on from inside. Another common bad behavior for not fulfilling your need for security and love is escapes. So a lot of times spouses will kind of go off, maybe hang out with their friends more, or they'll just be gone a lot. Maybe it's shopping, maybe it's drugs. There's all kinds of things. But essentially, if we recognize this pattern of behavior in relation to our needs not being met, we can kind of assess our relationships a little bit better. So if, let's say, your significant other comes home and is really upset that the microwave isn't cleaned, rather than getting into a fight, well, I cleaned it last week, it's your turn to clean it this week, and then, it just builds and builds off of that, all these little tiny things. But instead, if we were to take a step back and be like, okay, so why is this making them so upset? Is it maybe because they have a distrust in me because I have a pattern of not going through with my commitments? Is it because I haven't been very validating to them, so they're feeling frustrated and lonely? Trying to get to those core issues is vital to the survival of a marriage. And I hope that all made sense. Please comment down below if you have any questions.